Okay, so the question is a bus of mass 0.5 kilogram moving at 10 meter per second collides with another bus of equal mass at rest. If the two buses stick together after collision, find their common velocity. So the question is talking of inelastic collision. Yes, when after collision the two bodies stick together. And considering inelastic collision, momentum is conserved, but for kinetic energy, it's not conserved. And so you calculate BBC or see and calculating the common velocity, and because it stick together and it's inelastic collision at the end, velocity no, 1. That's why we are asked to find the common velocity. So let's see how are we going to do it. So in our solution, we are given mass, so we write down the knowns mass. We have mass as mass of the first bus. So let's make it m1. So the mass of the first bus m1, it was given as 0.5 kilograms. So from there they gave us the velocity of the first bus, which was u1. That was the initial velocity. So u1 is equal to 10 meter per second. So let's write down the 10 meter per second. Those are the knowns. And also the question gave us that with another bus of equal mass, so the second bus m2 also have the same mass, which is equal to 0.5 kilograms. And the question is saying that the second bus was at rest, and at rest velocity is equal to 0 because the car is not moving, so its initial velocity is 0. So u2 is equal to what? 0 meter per second. So for conservation of momentum, here comes the formula. m1, mass of the bus 1, plus its initial velocity 1, plus m2, the second mass of the bus, the mass of the second bus m2, plus m2 times its velocity, which is 0, is equal to the mass of the bus 1 plus mass of the bus 2, all multiplying the velocity. So if you don't understand, I can expand it here. It should have been m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equal to m1 u2 plus m1 u1 m1 v1 plus m2 v2. But here we are saying that v1 is equal to what? v2, because of say equalize here, no? So your money as v equalize together, esticate together into velocity about 1 movie with this velocity. And don't think formula no say no. We need this formula. So the formula we are using is m1 u1 plus m2 u2, which is equal to m1 plus m2 in bracket v. So let's go. What is m1? 0.5 times u1 is what? 10 meter per second, plus m2 is 0.5 times u1, the bus was at rest, so 0, which is equal to m1 is what? 0.5 and m2 is 0.5, all multiplying what? v. So now we are about to do our calculations. So let's go. Let's do the calculations fast. So our formula now becomes v is equal to, here will go 0 times 0.5 will go 0. So in the last formula, v will be equal to m1 u1 all over m1 plus m2. So that will be the formula. So whenever a body stick together, this is the formula you will use. And if the second body is at rest, calculate. So v is equal to m1 u1 0.5 times 10 to your 0.5 0.5 times 10 all over m1. M1 is 0.5 plus 0.5. So if you punch your calculator, you are going to get 5 meter per second. So after collision, be moving with 5 meter per second. Thank you very much. They will all move with 5 meter per second.